we're all surrounded by people who are plenty willing to help us. But because so many of us spend so much of our time lying, hiding, and faking, people don't offer us their help because they just don't think we need it.
I'm gonna give you a 3-step process on how to ask for help and stop being selfish.
There's nothing wrong with asking people for help if you need it. In fact, that's the humble thing to do.
Rise and shine, it's Entspresso time.
I wake up every morning.
Espresso, keep me going.
I wake up every morning.
Hey, it's Evan Carmichael, and this channel was created to help you overcome the #1 challenge that is holding you back, a lack of belief in yourself. You watch these videos because you know there's something more inside you too. You have Michael Jordan level talent at something. So let's start your day off right together. Grab your coffee and sip on today's message from Simon Sinek. Also, if you want to have more confidence, check out my 254 series. They're free. The links to join are in the description below.
You get the benefit of hearing what everybody else has to think before you render your opinion.
It's like a hammer. You can use it broadly or narrowly. You can build a table, you can build a house. It's the same tool.
I'm only successful because of other people. I mean, in the early days, when I just started my business, I was pretty much convinced it was me. And everyone else was helping me out, you know? But I can tell you with hindsight that the reason my business took a nosedive, because my whole trajectory changed. The first 3 years of my business were fun and exciting, and we sort of beat the statistic that, you know, the overwhelming number of us supposed to go out of business, and I didn't. And my fourth year was very difficult. My fourth year was very different, and that's where, you know, when you're running on force of personality, where you're chief cook and bottle washer, you're making every sales call, you're doing the product, you're offering the service, you're doing everything. At some point you reach a level where, especially if you've survived for a few years, that you now have to ask other people for help. So you have to hire people, right? And the stress of letting go or trying to do everything, which is demoralizing for people who you bring on, and then needing structure. You know, what is the actual structure of the business? It's not just you doing everything. And that's where I failed. I was terrible at structure. I continue to be terrible at structure. and really became very, very difficult for me to grow my business. It became very, very stressful. And I really hit a dark patch. And that's when I learned the most valuable lesson, I think, of my career, which is I don't have to know all the answers. And when I don't have to pretend that I do. And a willingness to admit that I needed help, that I didn't know, I knew this, but I didn't know that, allowed me to seek help and accept it when it was offered. And I realized we're all surrounded by people who are plenty willing to help us, but because so many of us spend so much of our time lying, hiding, and faking, people don't offer us their help because they just don't think we need it.
Yeah.
Because we've presented ourselves in this picture that we're good to go. And so we leave ourselves by ourselves. It's our own fault. And so when I was able to stop lying, hiding, and faking, and was able to say, really good at this, really bad at that, and it wasn't a depressing thing, it was just like an admission, people came up all over, go, oh my, I could totally help you with that. And that's when my real trajectory took off, was when I realized that it's a team sport, and I have to be really good at the thing that I'm good at, and I have to be willing to help those succeed at what they're good at, and allow others to help me succeed as well at what I'm good at. And so it's that wonderful, wonderful sort of relationship that we all have each other, where we commit ourselves to seeing each other succeed. That is the reason I find myself where I am today.
Not asking for help is selfish. You might think that trying to do everything yourself is selfless, that it's wrong to ask for help and noble to do everything yourself. But you love helping people. You love helping others. Remember that joy you feel when you help somebody and brought a smile to their face knowing you made their week? By you not asking for help, you're cheating people of that opportunity to bring a smile to their face. Stop being selfish and start asking for help. I came up with this idea when I was at a video game cafe. So here's what happened. I was on a call with one of my big customers at the time, and I was in Los Angeles, and we're doing a Google Live, streaming to my YouTube channel, lots of people watching, YouTube Live, I'm interviewing him, and then the internet goes down. Like, what happened? The power went out across all of Los Angeles. The power goes out and it's down. I got nothing. The stream is still live, but I'm not there anymore. I left my client live on the stream, and he's He's not sure what happens. He just sees my camera go down, and then he keeps going by himself for another 15, 20 minutes, waiting for me to come back. And he's embarrassed, and it's awkward, and he doesn't know what he's doing because the host who has the audience there is now gone. And then eventually he just leaves because he said, well, I don't know where Evan is, but thank you guys for watching. And it put him in a really difficult situation. I felt terrible. I went back to watch the end of the live stream after, like, oh my God, I can't believe that happened. Now, it's out of my control. The internet goes down in Los Angeles. What am I supposed to do? There's no power anywhere. So as soon as the power gets back up, I message my client and say, hey man, I'm really sorry about that. Let's reschedule it. Let's do it again when I'm back home in Toronto where I know I have stable internet, and I want to do it again for free, no extra cost. Even though we had almost finished the live stream together, we're gonna do a whole other one for free just because I want to make this right for you. Great. So we come back to Toronto. It's like a week or two later. And my internet is pretty rock solid in my home office. I've never had an internet issue really happen while I was doing a live stream, but I wanted to make extra sure that this time nothing happened, because if something happened the second time, it would not be a good thing. So I asked my friend Jay Rise, and I said, Jay Rise, I need a place that has rock solid internet that I'm gonna do this live stream and nothing can go wrong. And he said, I got a place, it's an internet cafe that I go to. I'll introduce you to the owner. I know him, and you can do it there. Like, thank you so much. So we go there. I'm there an hour early. I'm setting up. I'm talking to the owner. I'm testing the gear, my microphone, the headset, all of it, the camera, testing all of it, just to make sure that everything is working smoothly. I'm nervous because the last time it failed on us. My client comes on. We go live for half an hour, I don't remember, and it was smooth, perfect, no issues, crisp, amazing internet, blazing fast speeds. Great time with the audience, and we delivered an awesome product. Sigh of relief, right? I'm so pumped. I go talk to the owner and say, dude, thank you, man. It was perfect. No complaints, no problems. Thank you so much. How much do I owe you? And he said, well, you were on the computer for about an hour and a half, and Jay Raj was on the computer for about an hour and a half, but I'll just bundle it together. So I forget what he told me. It was like $5 or $7 or $10 or something. Like, are you kidding me? I would have paid $1,000. I would have paid a lot of money just to make sure that this went smoothly, because it's the relationship with my client at the time, right? I said, okay, well, great. Here's the $7 that you wanted. Awesome. Let me buy some stuff from behind the counter. Let me buy some snacks from my friend Jay Raz. Jay Raz was hungry. He needed to eat. So like, here's $20, $25. Let me just buy out a whole bunch of your snacks and give it to him. He's like, no, you don't have to do that, man. Don't worry about it. Like, no, I want to do it. Let me buy the snack. No, don't worry about it. The owner thought that he was doing a good thing. The owner thought that he was being selfless, that, hey, don't worry, but you don't have to do it, that just paying for the internet was enough for him. But he was actually being selfish. In that moment, he was being selfish because he cheated me of the opportunity of, one, saying thank you. I wanted to pay more. I want to pay more. You're cheating me of the opportunity to do it, and you're cheating me of the opportunity to help my friend Jay Rise and give him some food because he was hungry, so we had to go somewhere else. You need to be willing to bring other people in. You need to be willing to ask for help. Yes, you don't want to waste your time. Yes, you want to be respectful. Yes, but people love helping others. We are built to serve. You want to help other people. That joy that you feel when you help somebody out, allow it to come into other people's hearts too. And it only comes when you open up and you ask for help and you say, hey, I'm really struggling with this thing right now. And I could really use some help. And people may not be willing to do it. They may not have the time to do it. Don't be too pushy and don't be too overwhelming. But don't be selfish at the same time too. So now how do you do it? I'm gonna give you a 3-step process on how to ask for help and stop being selfish. Step number 1 is, what are you struggling with right now? What are you struggling with right now? Well, where do you need help in your business? Listen, entrepreneurship is rough, right? You're wearing all the hats. What do you need the most help with now? Whether it's strategy, whether it's a new skill set you need to learn, whether it's just taking off some of the operational stuff that you have to do in your business, right? The day-to-day, the grind is just overwhelmed with project work. What do you need help with? Number 2, who is an expert at that thing? Who do you know? Who have you helped before? Who's in your circle? Who is an expert at that thing? Who by them spending a little bit of time with you could make a really big impact on your business? Make that list. And step number 3 is reach out to them with love, appreciation, and 0 expectations. Explain the story. Explain how much this would mean to you. Explain why you're struggling and how you want to use this thing to get to the next level in your business, in your career, in your mission, in your vision, and then how they could be an important part of it. With love, but 0 expectations. If they say they're busy, don't be hurt by it. If they say, sorry, I can't help, that's okay. But reach out. Don't take the yes away from them. The problem when you don't reach out is you're saying no for them. When you don't reach out, you're saying no for them. And a lot of people would want to say yes to you. Now I've got a really special bonus clip that I think you're gonna enjoy, but before that, question of the day, I wanna know, what are you struggling with right now that you're going to reach out and ask for some help with?
Jocko, as a leader, at what point am I allowed to go to others and say, I need you, because I recognize I'm not capable of pushing forward on my own? Or should that be an instance where I need to take a step back and apply more discipline to my life and find a way to push forward by myself?
Okay, you are allowed to say that to your team member immediately that you need them. Absolutely. Of course you need your team, because if you didn't need your team, why would they be there?
Yeah.
If you can do everything yourself, then you don't have a team.
Yeah.
Right? You just do everything yourself. So while you, of course, should be working hard and you should be applying discipline, as a leader, it's your job to actually lead things and to let other people support and make things happen. And there's nothing wrong with that. And also you don't want to be stuck in the weeds doing minute things. So if you're not capable, I think what might be holding this individual back, there's 2 things. Number 1 is, I feel like I should take extreme ownership of everything.
Yeah.
I feel like I should just do everything myself. That is not what extreme ownership is. Extreme ownership isn't doing everything yourself. And also what can come into play is your ego, because you don't want to ask people for help. And that's not a good sign. There's nothing wrong with asking people for help if you need it. In fact, that's the humble thing to do. Hey, Echo, I don't know how to quite finish out this this project I'm working out. Can you give me a hand with this? I don't know how to work a video recorder. Can you show me how to do that, right?
Sure. Yeah.
Whatever. So there's no problem with that. You're allowed to ask. You can say that immediately. In fact, your team should feel that you are counting on them and relying on them. They should know that. And then put your ego aside, ask for help, no problem. That doesn't mean you're giving away, that doesn't mean you're not taking ownership, that doesn't mean you're not applying discipline. It means you're working as a team together to accomplish a mission. Again, if a mission is so easy that you can accomplish it yourself, you don't need a team. Why do you have them? If you can do it all yourself just by applying discipline, cool. You don't need anyone else. But your mission should be larger than one human being can accomplish. So that's why you have other people on board to help you out.
Yeah.
No problem.
And if you want more Simon Sinek, check out the one lesson from him that will change your life. The video is right there next to me. I think you'll enjoy it. Continue to believe, and I'll see you there.
The biggest lesson I learned was, thank goodness I learned it pretty early on, which is, and I think a lot of business owners make this mistake,